Hello class, my name is Mr. Fuentes and today we're going to be talking about mixed and improper fractions. There are three types of fractions. The first one will be proper fractions, improper fractions, and mixed fractions. Now, if we look at proper fractions, here are a few examples. One thing that we know about proper fractions is that the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So on all of our examples, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Okay? On improper fractions, it's actually the opposite. On improper fractions, your numerator is greater than the denominator. So if we look at our examples, we notice that the numerator in each fraction is greater than the denominators. Now, the third type is a mixed fraction. A mixed fraction consists of a whole number plus a proper fraction. Again, the one thing to remember about improper fractions is that the numerator is top heavy, meaning it's greater than the denominator. Now, every mixed fraction can be written as an improper fraction, and every improper fraction can be written as a mixed fraction. For example, we have 1½ is equivalent to 3/2. Well, if you remember the Texas squeeze from the 6th grade, we actually take the Texas squeeze and we do the denominator. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 would give us 3. So therefore we can say that 1½ is equivalent to 3/2. Here's another example. If we have 3 times 1/3, that means that it would take 3 times 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 plus 1/3. If we add them all up, it will give us a total of 3/3. And 3/3 is equivalent to 1. Okay, we take that information and we apply it to the next example. Well, we have 2 1/3, so that would be 1 plus 1 plus 1/3. Well, from the example above, we know that it takes 3 1/3 to make up a 1 whole number. So then we got 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, and that would give us 1. But then we have it plus another 1, so we have to add another 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3, and then our last one would be the 1/3 we have over here. Okay, so we have 2 1/3 is equivalent to how many thirds? Well, we can count them all. We can add them all of our numerators, or we can also do the Texas squeeze, which will be Texas, we'll put our T, X, Texas squeeze, which will give us 3 times 2, 6, plus 1 would be 7. And if we were to count the bottom thirds over here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would basically get the same answer. Now let's try it the other way now. This time we're gonna take improper fractions and convert them to mixed fractions. So we have 7/2. Well, how many halves make up a whole. 2 halves make up a whole. Okay, so if we have a total of 7 halves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we know that the first 2 make up 1, the second 2 make up 1 and 1. So we got 1 plus 1 plus 1, which would give us a total of 3, but we're left over with 1 half, which will be 3 and a half. Again, how many halves do we have in 7 halves? 3. And we had 1 half left over. Or we could have also done it a different way. Well, how many times does 2 go into 7? Well, 2 goes into 7 3 times. And 3 times 2, let me fix that a little, gives us 6. So then we take that 6 and subtract it from our numerator, and that would equal to 1. So then we have 3 and 1 half. Easy, right? Let's try one more. 8/3. Well, how many wholes can I make out of 8/3? Well, we know that 3 goes into 8 2 times, and 3 times 2 is 6, and 8 minus 6 gives us 2. So our answer will be 8/3 is equivalent to 2 and 2/3. Here we have another example. Well, how many wholes can I make out of 9/5? Well, we know that 5 goes into 9 one time, and 1 times 5 gives us 5. So 9 minus 5 is equal to 4/5.